We live in a world of multitasking, on-the-go lifestyles, and endless content at our fingertips. So it's no surprise that audiobooks have surged in popularity. You can listen while driving, cooking, working out, even falling asleep. But the question remains, are audiobooks really as effective as reading a physical book? Let's dive deeper. First, let's define what we mean by effective. Are we talking about comprehension, retention, engagement, or simply the joy of consuming information? The answer: it depends. 1. Comprehension. Do you understand as well when listening? Several studies have shown that comprehension levels for audiobooks and reading are strikingly similar, at least for straightforward, linear content. In fact, a 2016 study published in the Journal of Neuroscience found that the same language processing parts of the brain light up whether you're reading or listening to a story. That means, for most people, listening to a well-narrated book is just as powerful for understanding the material as reading it with your eyes. However, there's a catch. If the content is dense, complex, or highly technical, visual reading often gives you an edge. Why? Because it's easier to reread, pause, highlight, and absorb at your own pace. 2. Retention. Do you remember more from a book or an audiobook? Retention varies from person to person. Some people are auditory learners, they retain more when they hear information. Others are visual learners, and reading the words helps it stick better. The key isn't the format. It's how intentional you are while consuming the content. If you're distracted while listening, scrolling your phone, switching tasks, you're unlikely to remember much, just like you wouldn't remember a page you skimmed with your eyes. So, if you're actively listening, taking notes, thinking critically, an audiobook can absolutely be just as memorable as reading. 3. Engagement. Do you connect differently with a story or idea? There's something immersive about a great narrator. The tone, the pace, the emotion. It brings the story to life in a way that reading sometimes can't. You get voice inflections, dramatic pauses, and storytelling that feels personal. On the other hand, reading gives your imagination more room to roam. You build your own mental voice for the characters. You take breaks to reflect. You engage more deeply with the pace and structure of language. Neither is better. They're just different forms of connection. 4. So, which one is better? That's the wrong question. It's not about choosing one over the other. It's about asking, what format works best for you right now? If you're commuting or doing chores, audiobooks are a gift. If you're studying for an exam or diving into a complex subject, visual reading might serve you better. If you love fiction and want to feel a story, both can offer magic in their own way. The beauty of the modern world is, you don't have to choose. Some people use audiobooks to preview a book before buying the physical copy. Others use both together, listening while reading to boost comprehension and focus. Final thoughts. Audiobooks aren't cheating. They aren't a lesser form of learning. They're simply another doorway into knowledge. The question isn't whether they're as effective. It's, are you engaging with the content in a way that helps you grow, learn, think, feel? Because at the end of the day, whether it's through your eyes or your ears, a great book still has the power to change your mind, your mood, your life. So read, or listen. But most importantly, keep learning. If this resonated with you, consider hitting like or sharing with someone who still thinks audiobooks don't count. And remember, it's not how you consume a book, it's what you take from it that truly matters.